Hello everybody, that's just me jamming to one of the best albums of this year, Lil Nas X to a side. Hello everybody and welcome back to a new reading vlog. This is the second week of the trick-or-treat-a-thon, or my second week vlog of the trick-or-treat-a-thon. It is Monday the 11th of October. I have just done an 8-hour shift at work, but here I am now home alone. For once, I'm home alone and it's great. I'm rarely home alone because 9 out of 10 times I'm working, and then when I'm not working, I'm not home alone. In about a couple of hours, I'm going to be heading out to go to the pub to meet a friend, just to catch up. I'm not working tomorrow, so tomorrow will be a day for me to just catch up with some reading, edit, get a couple of videos up, or get one video up and maybe schedule another. I don't know, we'll see how the wind takes me.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
But here I am, just to intro this vlog and say hello, and that in this vlog, hopefully, maybe I will start another book, but I'm definitely going to be reading and hopefully finishing History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera, which for the trick-or-treat-a-thon completes the prompt of Phantom of the Opera because it contains a love triangle. I'm currently about 40 pages of the way through, and this is a reread for me, and I don't really feel like I have many thoughts at the moment, and that's that. At the moment, it's just kind of going along like a normal YA romance contemporary. I do remember really loving this book, and that's the reason why I'm rereading it, to see if I love it as much as I did when I read it like 4 years ago. So far, it's good. It's not blowing me away. And I actually feel like it doesn't sometimes feel like a YA, or it doesn't fall into the YA cliches in terms of its writing style. There are obviously a lot of like pop culture references, but that is just the style of people like Adam Silvera, where they reference a lot of pop culture stuff like Harry Potter and Star Wars and everything else. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say about it because I'm only 40 pages the way through. I think at the moment, while I'm home alone, I'm going to utilise this time and I'm going to read, because it'll just be nice to have a calm house, quiet house. I can put some ASMR rooms on my big TV downstairs and we can just chill and we can read, and maybe my cat will join me. Probably not, but we can all hope. I will leave this here. I will see you all maybe tomorrow when I have some more updates, or I don't know. So welcome to the vlog and I hope you enjoy. Hello everybody. It is now Wednesday evening and I'm just going to do a very quick update. I'm quite tired and I'm just not really feeling 100%, but I just thought I'd update you and kind of apologise for it being a little bit and like literally having nothing to say. So I've barely read much of History Is All You Left Me. I'm like 90 pages through, so I'm not far through. I haven't been reading as much as I did with The Woman in the Window. In general, I just not slumped, but I just haven't really had the time to read in the past few days. I've been working a lot and then having stuff after work and just being tired. I did go out with friends from work yesterday and got a bit drunk, and so today I've just been really tired, and I still am. Tomorrow I at least have the day off so I can catch up on reading and other stuff. I did say in my last clip that I had Tuesday off, which was yesterday, but I ended up not having off, so that's why I haven't been able to like catch up on reading and catch up on other stuff. And that's also why my week 1 vlog went up today as I'm filming this rather than Monday or Tuesday. It's been a ride. I am going to try and read tonight and try and get as much of this read as I can and try and get up to date with my reading. But obviously if I'm really not feeling it and I'm too tired and I'm just flagging, then I'm not going to push myself and I'll just try and catch up tomorrow. As I'm only like 90 pages through this, I don't have too much to say because obviously I already know this story. At the end of the day, we are just following Griffin as he's mourning Theo's death and then kind of for the first time interacting with Theo's more current boyfriend, and then also just looking on Griffin and Theo's past and their relationship when they were actually together. I did end up reading a bit of work the other day just because we were quite dead, and I actually had quite a lot of fun doing that and actually reading it on my phone and through ebook, which I don't usually do and I don't usually enjoy. It was actually not too bad and was actually quite enjoyable, so I'm glad I have that available to me if I need to. And I also have it on audiobook via Libby. I've got options if I do need to catch up. So I'll leave this here, and hopefully the next time I update you, I'll actually have something to talk about and I'll actually not be completely dead. Maybe this week just won't be as good as a vlog and we'll just have to accept that. I'll see you all at some point when I'm less dead. Hello everybody, I'm just going to do this really quick update because otherwise I'm not going to get one done, and I obviously haven't filmed one for a couple of days, but it is now Friday and yesterday obviously I had a day off, so I had my driving lesson and then I was just able to chill and do some editing and read and just catch up on stuff as I usually do. And now in about 10 minutes I'm going to be heading out because I'm going to the theatre. I'm going to see Looking Good Dead, I think that's what it is, which is the play version of one of Peter James's books. Peter James is a Brighton author. He writes thriller, murder, mystery sort of books, and they're all set in Brighton. Do I need to explain more? I'm from Brighton. I live in Brighton. So I'm going with my mum and my aunt. We're going to get food first and then it's theatre time. Can't wait because I love the theatre. Tomorrow I will be working, and maybe Sunday, I'm not sure yet, but yes, tomorrow I will be working. Updates on History Is All You Left Me. I have actually been able to kind of like catch up and read some more, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm very happy about that. The audiobook has been helping me a lot, so here we are praising the audiobook. We love audiobooks. I don't really think I'm going to get anything read today. Not sure. If I do, it'll be a Christmas miracle. It's annoying, but I have to deal with it because at the end of the day, I can't read every day, especially when I'm like working, and then I've also got like a social life. Tomorrow, even though I'm obviously working, I'm going to try and maybe finish History Is All You Left Me. Just updates on that. I am really enjoying it, and the audiobook is really, really good. I think the audiobook helps put a lot more emotion behind it because you're hearing the words and the thoughts and everything being kind of acted out. The audiobook narrator really does put a lot of emotion behind it, and I really enjoy that. It's a lot more emotional than I remember it being. First time I read it, when I kind of got to the end, I was like, oh, that was really sad, but I didn't like feel like complete sadness throughout. But I think with help from the audiobook, it's definitely a lot sadder this time. This whole book is just about grief. This whole book is about our main character, Griffin, going through utter grief and him really suffering, and also having to deal with his OCD and his compulsions, and having to deal with other people's views on his grief, and him working out how he needs to deal with his grief. And it's also about him looking back on his past, obviously because we see his history with Theo, but it's about him looking on his past actions and some of the things he now realises he's done wrong or said wrong in the past. It's about him making reparations for that, and obviously he becomes closer to Jackson, who was Theo's more current boyfriend before he died, and it's about them bonding and becoming closer through this shared grief. And it's just really great. I don't think it's gonna be a favourite, which is kind of like the point of me rereading it, is to work out if it's still one of my favourites. Even though I feel like I'm finding it more emotional, I don't think it's a favourite. I'm gonna leave this here, go and finish getting ready to go out, and then I'm gonna go out. Simple as. I'll see you all later. Hello everybody, I'm here to wrap up this vlog. I am here to update that today, finally, literally like just now, I finished History Is All You Left Me, and I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't think it's still a favourite. It's still a really good book. I really did enjoy it. I just don't think it's a favourite. At least now 4 years later, when I'm 22 and not 18. I read this book my last year of college / high school, and I've been 18 for like a couple of months. I'm now 22. So my views on YA and YA contemporaries are a little bit different now. Probably 18-year-old Charlotte was hoping and thinking that 22-year-old Charlotte had maybe experienced relationships and love. But she would be wrong. So sorry, 18-year-old Charlotte. I'm still working on it. When I read this 4 years ago, I probably read it as just a normal YA contemporary about a guy that's like lost his first love. But now I just see this book as a complete and utter grief. It is less for me about relationships and love, and it's more about a human being going through grief and how grief can change somebody, and how grief can really put your life and what you want to do with your life and your life decisions and yourself as a person into perspective. Seeing him looking back on his relationship with Theo and realising that possibly his relationship with Theo wasn't as picture perfect as he probably thought it was, and how Theo probably did some stuff that in the grand scheme of things isn't the greatest. Obviously they're kids, so they're gonna make mistakes. These are just kids experiencing love for the first time, but also experiencing grief, and grief at such a strong level at such a young age, and how that can change a person. It is about Griffin taking this experience of grief and trying to shape his life into what it needs to be going forward. Before Theo died, he always thought he'd get back together with Theo, that at some point he'd get back together with Theo because that's what he thought his life was going to be. Theo dying has allowed him to realise that that was probably not going to happen. That maybe him and Theo, as much as they loved each other and were each other's first loves, they were each other's first loves. So they're not necessarily going to be endgame. I think this is a really good look at how young people deal with grief. Obviously with the specific focus on the grief of a loved one and like someone that you're literally in love with, and how again that changes a person and how that can shape a person. And I just thought it was really good. Again, not a favourite, but I still really enjoyed it, and I just thought it was a really emotional, interesting and just poignant read. So obviously this is another book done for the Trick or Treat-a-thon. Book 2 done for the Trick or Treat-a-thon. This one was for the monster Phantom of the Opera, which filled the prompt of reading a book with a love triangle. Because in a sense, you could say there's a love square in this. But we're going to go for a love triangle because obviously that's the one that fits the prompt. I've also started the guest list. I started this on the live show and I've read about 15 pages of this. I'm going to try and read some more out my ankles tonight. I'm 15 pages in and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's going to be an interesting read and probably quite an addictive read, so I'm very excited for that. I think this one is for the monster... Which one? It's the monster in the sea. I can't remember our own prompts or our own monsters. And it's for the prompt to read a book that's set at or near something to be set near an ocean / a body of water. And this is set on a very remote Irish island. But this one is about a wedding and how you have 13 guests. And at the wedding, a body pops up and it's about who did it. They're all stuck on this island. So far, we've had 2 perspectives. We've had an intro, which was written in 3rd person. I think the rest of the book is written in 1st person because we all get different perspectives of each guest. So far, we've had Aoife's perspective, which is the wedding planner. And we're on Hannah, who is, I think, the +1 or the wife of the best friend of the bride. So far we're learning that maybe necessarily Hannah doesn't really like the bride. I think the bride's name is Jules or something. Like maybe she's just there because she's a +1 and she's the wife and not because she likes the bride. But also she's kind of interested in the groom because the groom is some sort of TV celebrity. So she's like, I can't believe I'm going to his wedding. And also I'm so jealous of Jules who gets to sleep and be with him sort of thing. Because he's meant to be this kind of Bear Grylls kind of guy. Because it's set on an Irish island, I'm assuming a lot of the characters are Irish. Obviously Aoife, I assume she's Irish. I wonder if American people are reading this actually knows how to pronounce that name. This is me just coming for Americans. I'm sorry. I have kind of been reading some of the people's perspectives in an Irish accent in my head. The best way for me to do an Irish accent is to say specific phrases. Some of those phrases, I'm 13 on the 3rd of October and Saoirse Ronan. Obviously, I will update and talk about this more in next week's reading vlog. Hopefully that one will be a bit more exciting. Also, before I wrap this up, the last time I spoke to you, I was going to the theatre and I want to talk about this really quickly, even though I could talk about it for ages. But obviously I went to the theatre, saw Looking Good Dead, and it was so good. I haven't seen a play in a theatre for so long, but it was so good. The music and the acting, phenomenal. And of course, me being me, classic me, I had to fixate and become obsessed with one actor, and it was the guy who played Max Bryce. If you don't know the book or you don't know the story, this will mean nothing to you. He was so good and I'm obsessed with him. I just fixated in on him the whole time. I just loved him. He was so great. But it was so good. I'm obsessed. I really want to see it again, even though it's not in Brighton anymore because it's obviously here for a week. But anytime another of Peter James's books is a play and comes to Brighton, I'm 100% going to see it. It's so good. But thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below how your Trick or Treat-a-thon is going and just in general what you've been reading recently. Would love to know. If you're new around here, do not forget to subscribe. Turn my notification bell on so you know when I'm next going to post. All my social media links are linked in the description below. And with that all said and done, I'll see you all in my next video.